Today we step inside Hollywood for a behind-the-scenes look at how life really is for the writers of some of the most popular TV shows and movies with Leonard Stern, the publisher of Doing It for Money, the agony and ecstasy of writing and surviving in Hollywood. Doing It really takes you behind the scenes and the closed doors of Hollywood. Do any interesting stories come to mind?
There are many interesting stories in the book. Fortunately, one is coming to mind. Terry Rossio, who wrote Pirates of the Caribbean and Aladdin, relates a fascinating perception of Johnny Depp. And I don't think anyone would be prepared for what he tells about Depp, and so a new Depp will emerge from these pages.
Doing It features many notable and acclaimed writers. Can you name some of the contributors and their credits?
There's Steve Gagin, Syriana, Dan Petrie, who did Beverly Hills Cop, Phil Alden Robinson did Field of Dreams, Mark Norman, Shakespeare in Love.
Reputable people.
That's why the stories are all so interesting, because the pain and angst are part of the story, but the rewards are also there. And so the book offers a practical guide to survival as a writer.
One of the book's most interesting features is the secrets of the Hollywood pros.
That's Darryl Nickens' work, and that's where I said he put together humor and information in a most appealing way, so that you come away feeling good even when he's telling you something very negative.
Some of the screenwriters that contributed to Doing It got together to share some of their stories.
I'd been walking around Venice Beach that glorious summer Sunday afternoon, but the phone call was coming to my house at 3. Back in those days, I didn't have a cell, so I had to get home on time. As I entered my apartment at precisely 3 o'clock, the phone was already ringing. I was nervous and excited. The studio was calling me with a reaction to my pilot script. They had to love it, I thought. Nobody in L.A. makes a business call on the weekend, on time, to deliver bad news.
Sitting on a friend's floor, I scribbled the outline for a comedy game show called Stinkin' Rich, a celebration of blatant, garish, and ostentatious consumerism, and I write it on the back of a Chinese food takeout bag. I made a list of everyone I knew in Hollywood, and that includes the Daily Grill waiter who once slipped me his tongue and his phone number. I called them. Daily Grill waiter's sister's husband got me my first meeting.
Right before he'd thrown pages in my face and ordered that I be right overnight and present him with a correct scene, or he would fire me and have me arrested for grand larceny for having presented myself as a writer. Such was the impaler's thrall, I'd actually called the guild to see if such a thing was possible. Of course not, they told me. But they lived in the Norman world and I worked for Otto.
But the fact that no one would tell me anything was making me crazy. I felt my life force begin to drain from my body. No one's ever going to help me. No one's ever going to talk to me. All I needed was for someone to say something, anything, about the work I was producing. I needed to know why I wasn't breaking through with the stuff I was writing. I got home near 7 p.m. When I walked in, I had a message. I played it. Hello, I'm Larry. I read a couple of your scripts and they're good. To this day, that call may be the most important thing that's ever happened to me, because I was ready to quit that day, give up.
But then came my next script, and the well had gone pretty dry, so much so that I was reluctantly willing to offer up my cottage idea as a B story just to get something going. I went over my cut-down notes with Josh, who looked up at one point and said, "This is a bigger story. What would happen if the town tried to get a minion for Joel?" And he proceeded to lay out essentially what I had pitched the first time around. Now, I could have said that's what I suggested 3 months ago, remember? Instead, like any staff member with a family to feed, I said, that is a brilliant idea.
I want to thank, amongst the many people that have to be thanked for this book, specifically Darryl Nickens. Darryl Nickens, editor and essay contributor.
What we do is important. It affects the world, and it's a rare skill and a rare ability. And I, again, applaud all of you for having that and bringing that to this book and for sharing it with people in the world.